Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leland and today's video is going to be about how to level up with your 12th house placement. If you're new here, go to scroll.com, get a um, copy of your birth chart and you will see all the 12th house placements you have there. It's relatively easy. You just type in your birthday, the time of birth, the city that you was born in, and the country. And it's going to generate your whole entire birth chart. So, with any further ado, how to level up with 12th house placement. The easiest way to level up with 12th house placement is taking what's dark about it as a lesson and not a misery. What I mean about this is whatever house, whatever planet, whatever zodiac sign that you have there in your 12th house, whether you're a Virgo 12th house, a Sun in 12th house, Mercury in 12th house, Sagittarius 12th house, take those dark aspects about those placements that is kind of hidden away in the dark and bring it to light. Bring it to light so you can eliminate it and so it can be no longer a no longer a pothole that you will sink in constantly when you try to do things revolving around this certain aspect about yourself. For example, let's get into 12th house and sun. So 12th house and sun, if you have a 12th house and a sun, the dark side about this and the dark side about yourself, because don't get me wrong, the 12th house is sun. Um, there are outside um, things that can influence the person to be the way that they are. But however, the 12th house sun is their biggest enemy. What I mean about this, a lot of 12th house suns, they self-destruct a lot. A lot of 12th housers are very sacrificial. They're all about pleasing other people and never pleasing themselves. So once the 12 house signs learn not to be like this, that's when it can level them up. And a lot of 12 house sons struggle with like, I don't want to be seen as a mean person, but you're not. It's just called setting boundaries. That's all it's called, setting boundaries. So the best way to level up with a 12th house sun is to set boundaries. And also to stop self-destructing. A lot of 12th house suns self-destruct, and it is the same. I'm a 12th house sun myself, and I'm guilty of it. Like when I get something that is awfully good and I work really hard for, I just like, I don't deserve this. Oh, they deserve this more than me. It's not about them, it's about you. So a lot of 12 house suns really need to stop doing this. And it's going to be beneficial for them in the long run because once they learn to bring that dark side of them to the surface and eliminate it, life smooth, smooth as butter. So the next one is 12th house in Mercury. Now, 12th house in Mercury, guys. The dark side about you guys that you need to eliminate in order for this placement to work out for you is to stop self-procrastinating. A lot of 12th house Mercury, they self-procrastinate a lot. They say they're going to do this and do that and never do it. They never do it. And I'm guilty of this as well. They never do it. All my friends with like 12th house Mercury as well said they're going to do this. Like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Put out that book and never actually do it. I'm like, oh, okay. That's the dark side about 12th house Mercury. And another thing is, um, another dark side about them is the mind games they play with people. When I say the 12th house Mercury is a more, it's more psychic than the other 12th house places, but they do take in a lot of information from the universe, and it makes them almost too aware, in my opinion, to the things around them, to the point they're out here playing mind games with people. That's another part of the 12th house in Mercury. They'll know something about a person. Then they'll know this about a person, then they'll just throw it in their face. That's her dark side about the 12th house Mercury that they need to stop doing. And the universe will work out in their favor. And I try to put them on mute all the time because they're out here doing something they got no business doing. So another one I want to talk about is 12th house's moon. A lot of people with 12th house and moon struggle with their family dynamic and like wanting people just to take them in. And they also struggle with their emotions, whether they be expressing their emotions or feeling like they have no emotions at all. So my biggest lesson for the 12th house and moon is to understand that um, your emotions are very valid and it's okay to express them. And you should stop seducing your emotions so toxic habits won't fall into place. So just like the 12th house sun and the 12th house moon are kind of similar, they both can fall into forms of escapism and unhealthy coping methods. So my biggest advice for a 12th house moon is find healthy ways to express your emotions and just this will be beneficial to cut off all toxic, unhealthy cycles that you have with yourself and the way that you feel. Just feel like comfortable in your own emotional space. That's my big advice for 12th house and moon. Now, 12th house Venus. The 12th house of Venus, oh my God, a lot of people have this placement. And they do, don't get me wrong, they do attract a lot of crappy people. But I don't want to say this. It's going to sound mean, but some 12th house Venus are the problem, unfortunately. You guys are the problem. So in order for you to work with this energy and for it to be beneficial for you, is to one, yes, people treat you like crap, but you're still allowing them to come back in. You're still allowing these toxic partners to come back in because a part of you are attracted to these people. And you need to be honest with yourself. Why are you attracted to these people even though they keep doing you wrong? Don't get me wrong, a lot of bad people are going to try to 12 house Venus in relationships because the 12th house is about hitting enemies, but sometimes it's the 12th house person. It's not necessary the people that they're attracting. And it can be the people that they're attracting, but they're preferably wanting these people in their life because they're so used to healthy dynamics and relationships that they just are so drawn to these people. And another dark side about the 12th house in Mercury when it comes to like the relationship and how they express love is they can be the problem sometimes. A lot of these people could be avoidant, emotionally avoidant. Um, so every time I read like someone birth chart and their partner birth chart, and they're like their partner has been like so emotionally avoidant. First they're like kind of love of them, then later in the relationship they will just like lose interest or just like pull back. That's the 12th house of Venus. You guys do this a lot. And don't get me wrong, other 12th housers do this as well. Um, 12th house Sun in Mercury does this too. I'm guilty, not gonna lie. You guys are major avoiders. So I'll say when it comes to this, work on your relationships. Know what you want in a relationship. Know what you're attracted to in that aspect. And your love life will get better. You just do those things. Okay. Now Mars in the 12th house. So Mars in the 12th house is the interesting one. I know some of these people are the type of people that struggle with their anger or struggle with people taking their anger serious. So like with some people, when someone does something that makes a 12th house Mars upset, that person is not gonna take it serious. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you're so mad and overreacting for nothing." When reality, it probably is a big deal. If they're upset, it's probably for a good reason. And other people try to make the 12th house Mars feel like it's not as serious as they make it seem. So then the 12th house Mars kind of put on this persona that they need to be, um, they put on this persona like nothing gets to them. When in reality, things do get to them. So my big advice in how to level up with this placement with 12th house and Mars is let people know what is bothering you. Even though they're not gonna take it serious, you gotta set these boundaries with people. So you can not gonna explode and feel like nobody takes me serious. Nobody takes what my anger serious is. I set these boundaries with people, but they just think I'm joking all the time. It's because you always put on this persona and like let people be this way towards you. You gotta put your foot down in this aspect. You'll be like, hey, this made me upset, really upset. Can you not do that again? I don't care if you don't think it's serious or not. It hurts my feelings. So that's my advice for 12th house in Mars. Now Jupiter. Okay, 12th house in Jupiter. A lot of people say with 12th house in Jupiter, they feel like their luck is blurred or like it's hard to find their luck. Or it's the opposite. Some people say they get lucky. They just get lucky in the strangest situations. Like they end up in horrific situations, but they just get lucky out of nowhere. Like there'll be a life or death situation, but somehow they're still here. That's what I'm giving with 12th house in Jupiter. So what I say with 12th house in Jupiter, it's not an unlucky placement, but however, this is a placement you definitely gotta find that luck or put in the work to see that luck. It's very similar to like having Jupiter in Virgo almost. Um, most Virgos actually have their 12th house in Mars, but another placement I found that is like Virgo in the 12th house in general is Jupiter in the 12th house. They gotta put in their work to receive outcome. So Virgo in the Western astrology represents the virgin holding the bread, whatever, and it also represents a sign that is an act of service. I'm a Virgo as well, and the sign is an act of service, even though it represents like the virgin bread goddess, whatever. So with 12th house and Jupiter, you gotta put in the work to see your luck. I know that's the kind of stress, but what I mean about this is so you gotta do shadow work. Yes, the 12th house is a spiritual it's a spiritual placement, but it's not like the ninth house or what is spiritual in that aspect. But it's very spiritual. But the work that the Jupiter 12th house gotta put in, it's gotta be very down to earth. And it's gonna be a lot of shadow work. It's gonna be spiritual, don't get me wrong, but it's gotta be a lot of down to earth work. So this could be like taking their goals and just going for it and working on it. And knowing that it's normal. They think it's not normal to work on their goals and get setbacks. That's normal. I tell you, if anyone with like strong, like lucky placement, I say the second house, Jupiter, they say these are the lucky placements in astrology. Even people with those placements experience setbacks when it comes to their goals. I think 12th house in Jupiter to get out of that mindset of thinking that just because they have setbacks along the way of them trying to do something productive in their life that, oh, the world is against me, it's bad luck. I mean, yes, it happens to you more frequently because you have Jupiter in the 12th house, but You also need to realize that Jupiter in the 12th house is um gets better when you change your mindset, and it gets better when you actually work towards your goals and realize that it's normal to have these setbacks. Okay? Now Saturn in the 12th house. Um, what happens when you put all that work and you feel like, is mine getting anywhere? Just kidding. But you put into a house, you put in the work, you're gonna receive it. My biggest advice for Jupiter in 12th house is just feel like it's strange because a lot of people with Jupiter and Saturn told me that the that they connect with the universe in a spiritual realm a lot, and they actually receive a lot of blessings. But at the same time, um, they struggle with their I want to say work dynamics. They just struggle a lot with their um how do I put this? Uh, they struggle a lot when it comes to like building a foundation, like building something that's structural. They might feel like um they can't they can't take on responsibility as others, or they're doing too little in life. That's what I noticed with a lot of 12th house and Saturn, but that's not true at all. They compare themselves to others. Like, everybody's journey and walk of life is different. That's why I need the 12th house and Saturn people to know is that it doesn't make you unspecial because someone uh, oh, they got two business, they have five houses, and they work for it. They work 7 years for it, and you can't stay the job for 1 month. So something like that. So that isn't the case. Everybody just got their own lingo and their own little thing going on. I know my background is loud, guys. If I, y'all probably can hear the front nod in my mic, it's hard crap. But anyways, my biggest advice for settling the 12th house is to know that you're not unstructured. You just have your own structure. That's studying is about is structural, how you take care of business, how you handle it. You just do it different from others, and nothing wrong with that. Um, that's the we done Saturn, Jupiter. I'm making a video here, and if I missed any planets that you guys really wanted me to talk about, or any other placements, you'll drop in their comments. But if you guys want to do like the zodiac signs, I could do the next.